I just had such an interesting discussion with the 85-year-old scientist that I want to share with you. I don't know why he decided to share with me about the moon. This scientist from Russia, he's been in academy in Moscow, working for many years, and now he lives in America, New York. So he was telling me, do you know that the moon is actually not what you think it is, or what other people think it is? And I said, what do you mean? What do you think the moon is? And he said, you know what? It's not just a rock. Perhaps it's a metal object. Scientists tell me this. It's a metal object that was brought in by some extraterrestrials many thousands, maybe millions years ago, and it's been impacting the earth and the humans. Of course, it's impacting the climate, the tides, and everything. And he said, yeah, people don't think it's the rock, but it's actually manipulating everybody on Earth. And I said, well, that's very interesting. Why do you think it's metal? Why do you think it's a rock? He said there was actually experiments done, probably in the 70s, when the astronauts intentionally crashed something into the moon, and it started to make the sound like a vibration, which implied that perhaps it's hollow and perhaps it's metal. So I'm listening to all of him, and this is the scientist was telling me this, and I said, you know what? In a spiritual esoteric communities, there is a lot of belief that the moon is not actually real, and it is manipulating people. And I said, how do you think it's manipulating people? It's like, well, I don't know. And I said, well, you know what? It's actually siphoning our energy, because every time, and I feel it for myself, every time there's a full moon, I'm so emotional. And he's like, well, I don't know about the spiritual thing, but I'm telling you, the moon is not the rock and it's not real. Tells me, I so much appreciate this discussion with you, because nobody wants to listen to me. I feel so unheard. I feel so unseen. Even my wife, I'm trying to tell her about the moon, and she goes, honey, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to take care of things. I don't have time to think about the moon. And I'm like, yeah, tell me about this. The story of my life. So many things I shouldn't just go into the void. But please continue sharing this with people, expanding our consciousness, because there's so many people asleep, completely with the bypass of a memory, where we came from, why we're here. And even though I'm a very poetic person, and I find meaning in everything, and I find beauty in everything, but this place that we're on is a ghetto, and we need to wake up and really start shifting our consciousness as to how we can change this reality, because I don't know where it's going. I mean, I know it's going, but this is for another reel. But I want to know from you, what do you think about the moon? Are you thinking about the cosmos? Are you thinking about life outside of 3D?